Makers. I'm Mabirella.
And I'm CJ Peterson. Get your wands to the ready because
We solemnly swear we're up to no good.
yay! So today we're going to be talking about Comicpalooza coming up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do this one, but I know that you are.
Yes, so we're going to be up there, and they just announced some new guests that are coming up, so that's going to be fun. This is like actually the biggest one I think in Houston area, unless I'm mistaken. I believe this is like the biggest pop culture one, at least, like actual full-on Comic-Con. So
it's probably one of the oldest, at least.
Yeah, honestly, funny story is this was my first Comic-Con I went to in 2019, right before all the shutdowns and stuff. And I realized my love for Comic-Cons. Thanks, Comic-Con. Thanks, Comicpalooza.
I was gonna say,
okay, I blame you for that.
You can blame me for it, but yeah, when it comes to actually doing a different Comic-Con, now that we've done Comic-Con, you're gonna keep doing it.
It just rolls off the tongue, but Comicpalooza has a good sound to it, though.
Miss Queen Nunu says hi. So hi.
Hi, Miss Queen. Good to see you. Yeah, so we have Comicpalooza coming up. CJ, you got the dates for me?
I do. Just a split second.
My computer's
26th through the 28th. So that lasts somewhere in the I think.
It's a summer con.
The weekend before Memorial Day.
Yep. I'm glad they moved it back to that time period because they were doing it later in the summer and I didn't like it because there was just too much last year. It was all clumped together. So,
well, the problem was the year that they moved it. She's always a pleasure. The year that they moved it, actually it went back to back on a couple different cons.
Yeah, they were super close.
And then last year everything got slammed into August, and so them moving it I think is very helpful. And
yes, the first year we went, it was like right before Mother's Day, and that was neat because they have the whole kids section, and they were making buttons, like actual like pin-on buttons, and my son made me a Comicpalooza Happy Mother's Day button. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Very cool. I know the year that I went, it was like super fun. We found some of the 501st, and they had their roving thing.
Right.
I'm not sure which droid it was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was also the year that I found on the Texas Renfest table and got my first Texas Renfest t-shirt.
Yeah, there's so many great groups that come out there. In fact, I know a few people that are going to be there. I talked to Yukita Cosplay. I know she's going to be out there, and her husband runs a booth with like the kind of the old school toys and a lot of the fandom stuff. So that's fun.
There's usually a lot of authors out there.
Yes. Artists, of course. I believe I talked to William the other day. He said he's going to be out there. They don't know their booth numbers yet because I keep asking, like, what's your booth number? Because if they're coming out and you don't know their booth number, they're a little harder to find because it is pretty sprawling. It's a 3-story con. So, I mean, it's pretty sprawling.
Yes, Aaron, somebody did say Comicpalooza 2020. Yay. That's us.
And now Aaron's going to be there on Saturday, I believe he said, right? And last year, he had this really great Michael Jackson. And so I found out he's got the Michael Jackson moves. Everybody kept going, do the moonwalk again. So
very cool. So this is going to be at the
George R. Brown Convention Center. It looks kind of like a giant cruise ship, actually, to me, whenever I see it, because it's got the portal windows and stuff. It's weird. Like you're driving past a big cruise ship. That's it. There it is. It's right downtown, too.
Now, anybody who has not been here, be prepared. You do have to pay for parking. So just give you a heads up.
Yeah, there's parking by the hotels. There's parking on the street, but all of it's paid. I don't think there's any free parking out there. If there is, somebody comment and let me know because I'd love to know. Just saying.
I do know a lot of times the year that I was there and a couple years afterwards, he said, yes, he's going to be there on May 27th.
Yay!
They've had car stuff going on over there too. And I know that I've seen Baby from Supernatural multiple times there, and a couple of the others.
They have a lot of cars. I don't remember what they call the whole car show setup, but they have every fandom represented there. They got your anime, they got your superheroes, your villains, you know,
and they're Star Wars. They're like really cool cars when you go up and just kind of take a look and look at the detail of them. There's like details that you can't really catch if you're just walking by them. You got to like look at them.
Yeah. And then they'll even, like, some of them, they'll set up, like, mannequins with the characters right out in front and stuff. Or there was one that was Chucky, and they had Chucky in the window, sitting in the window.
That
So
one I
that
would
was
probably avoid. I don't do Chucky. Don't do creepy. Not a thing.
I don't mind horror. I just don't like gore, I think is what my biggest thing is like I always loved like the classic monsters and stuff and things, but yeah, like once it gets too gory, I'm like, ah, I'm out.
Erin, who are you going to cosplay?
Ooh, do I get to know?
Let's find out. Now, I do know they got some awesome guests, so let me pull that up.
Yeah. First one that comes to mind is one I was just talking about was just announced, and that's Carl Urban. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we were arguing just a second ago over who he was because I'm like, he's from Lord of the Rings. And I thought he was one character. And she's like, CJ's just like, no, that's not him. I'm like,
nope.
Okay, he's somebody from Lord of the Rings. I know that face. I feel like the king in the Lord of the Rings, I know your face.
Yeah. So he's Aeromir. Eomer. Aeromir from Lord of the Rings.
The writers of Rohan. And when she said that, I'm like, okay, no, yeah, that's it. I got it.
Right. He was also Dr. Leonard McCoy in Star Trek.
Yes. He was good in that. He was very good in that.
He was William Cooper in Red. Judge Dredd in Dredd. He was Scourge in Thor Ragnarok. Let's see, what else was he? He was lots of things. He's a pretty big one. But there are some other big ones, like Steve Amell is like one of my favorites from
Arrow. Yes.
That's a favorite of mine. Here's the next one. He was actually, I believe, in Arrow too. He was.
I think they have a few there from it. Yeah.
They are actually, when you go through them, there's quite a few. And then she was too. Who was she in Arrow? Oh, Dinah Drake, Black Canary. Oh. Juliana Harkavy.
Walking Dead. Who was she in The Walking Dead? Do we know?
Let's see. Yeah, they actually let you know. She was Alicia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't watch enough seasons of The Walking Dead, I think.
I just don't. Colton Haynes was also in
horror is not really your genre, huh?
But I will own that. It is not my genre. I do creepy. Oh, he said he's going as Mortal Kombat's Liu Kang.
Oh yeah, I saw you posted about that. Oh, that's awesome.
So Arrow, Teen Wolf, American Horror Story is Colton Haynes.
They do. They have several from Arrow that are going to be there.
Oh, Christopher Judge. Oh no! Oh no!
When did they announce him? I didn't see him announced.
I don't know, but oh no, we're gonna. I need to talk to you afterwards.
I think someone needs an autograph.
Yes, because he's one of my Stargate people. Yes, he's. Yeah, no, definitely. Afterwards, he's Teal'c from Stargate SG-1. One of my faves. So yeah, that's yeah. Did not realize he was going to be there. I totally skipped over him.
I missed him too. I wonder if he was newly announced because they're still announcing guests. I mean, they like literally just announced Carl Urban recently too. So
he's got a list.
He's done a lot.
Yeah,
this is cool because you can like pull up their website. There's a lot of info on their website too. If y'all haven't been, oh, Jack Quaid. Yes, that's Dennis Quaid's son. And he was in Hunger Games. I had to look it up. I was like, oh my gosh, he killed Rue. He killed Rue.
He killed Rue. Oh my God. Killed Rue. You don't do that.
Yes. And he's like, I found a video online and it was him and a few of the other ones from the Hunger Games. And they're sitting there and Rue calls him on video FaceTime or whatever. And she goes, I forgive you. I just wanted to let you know, even though you killed me, I forgive you. And he goes, thank you. People were spitting on me in the streets.
Aww.
I hope that's not true because that'd be sad. But like, he died right after. I mean, but yeah, no, you can't kill Rue. You know.
Oh, no. So Josh Segarra is a big one too, another Arrow guy. So it looks like Arrow is their main focus.
A bunch of the cast, yeah, that seems to be thing. Well, and I think some of these were in The Boys too. I think there's at least 3 from The Boys. I've never actually seen that one though. Have you seen that one?
No.
I think they've got like superpowers and stuff. Yeah, he's from The Boys. So
I guess I have to watch that one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. There's not normally a whole lot of sci-fi that I haven't seen.
I've heard it's good. There was a guy last year, and he had a booth of art he had done, and a lot of it was from the boys. So
Do we know what streaming thing it's on?
I don't. And right now, my
Anybody
computer's
out
being
there?
worked on, so I can't
Anybody
look it up.
out there who knows which streaming to watch The Boys?
Yeah, if
Please
you
let
know
us
where to watch the boys, let us know. Like comment or something.
know. We also have a couple authors.
Terry Brooks, and his stuff actually sounds good. I'm gonna have to check it out. I haven't
He
seen
wrote
his
Star
stuff.
Wars: Phantom of the Menace. He was one of the writers. Is that what that says?
Oh, it does say that.
Wow.
I'm wondering what Hook is. If that's like,
Hook?
yeah, is
Hook?
that like a Peter? I don't know if that's
Yeah.
a Peter Pan thing or if that's a. Is it?
It had, oh gosh, Hugh Grant, I think, is in it. Joe says, Joe Arcade wins.
Hey,
Says,
Jordan.
um,
It just
so
says it in
Steve
yesterday.
Jones is another writer.
Okay, I'm sorry, but his face looks like an actor. Who does he look like?
Guys, that's what I'm looking. I'm trying to
I
read that.
can't. I was trying to figure out what the actor he looks like's name is because I thought it was him, and I'm like, no, that's not him. And so I'm sitting here arguing with my husband. He says he looks like Nicolas Cage. I said he does not look like
Oh,
Nicolas
no,
Cage. People
absolutely
look at people all the time and say this looks like such and such, and I'm like, that does not look like that actor or that actress. He's like, no, that's them. If we'll be in the airport or something, he's like, that's that person. I'm like, that is not Angelina Jolie. Okay, that is not her.
No, that is not her.
We will constantly have this discussion.
So Steve McNiven is another one he's like the last guest that's currently that we're aware of. He's a comic book artist.
Okay. He's got some Wolverine under his belt there.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked Wolverine. Even before Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I used to watch the cartoon of X-Men. That was one I loved.
Now there's tons of activities. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you?
I can see it.
Okay. There's tracks. There's
wait, no, it's where is it? It's not really showing the actual stuff. It's just here, pop it up, yeah. There we go.
Okay, obviously there's shopping. There's always shopping.
Yes, there's tons of vendors and fan groups and all kinds of stuff there. And photo ops like crazy. So have your cameras ready.
There's anime, there's comics, there's cosplay, there's electronic gaming, there's literature, there's stuff for kids, there's tabletop gaming.
The kids section, I gotta talk about the kids section. Okay, so my first year I found it and my kids were little and now they don't really go, but they have a whole section dedicated to the kids. So if you have kids, definitely you want to check that out. 2019, I don't know if they've gotten back to that way of doing it because that was fun. They had costumes the kids could check out. They had, of course, they always have crafts they can do. So that year they were doing buttons. I think they were doing some kind of like a paint art thing last time. And they had the first year we went, they had like a whole little spook house thing. Like it wasn't huge, but it was like a little blow up spook house that they were able to walk through. Hey, Keenan.
Keenan says
and that was neat. They just had a whole neat little setup for the kids. So definitely, if you have little ones, you want to go up there and check that out because they'll have fun. You'll get a chance to breathe.
Well, and the kids, if they're like any sci-fi geeks at all amongst the children, they're gonna love it because there's gonna be tons of cosplaying going on.
Yes. And honestly, cosplaying, that it's become one of my most favorite things because when I was younger, I used to love to dress up. And now that I have kids and stuff, they've gotten older, so I can finally start looking into doing it again, which we did at the last event. We both dressed as different versions of Wednesday. That was fun.
Or Wednesday.
Wednesdays. I know that was totally out of sync because like our stuff's always out of sync.
That's okay. We were Wednesday. I was one of the ones from the outfits that she wore at school, not like the uniform, but one of the outfits.
Yeah, the series made a lot of different options now. It gave her more depth of character. Yeah,
it did. I cannot wait for season 2.
Yeah, I hope it's good.
My backyard science says hi.
Hey,
hi.
Backyard science is awesome.
So yeah, we have fun at Comic Cons. I enjoy it. Like I said, the cosplays, panels are super interesting. If you go to Comic Cons, do not forget. He says hi again. Do not forget to look up the panels and see who's going to be there because you may have we went to Fan Days Dallas last year. Brendan Fraser had one.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so you can kind of just go in there and sit and listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes panels, since they have all the arrow people, I'm guessing there's going to be an arrow
Probably.
panel.
I
And
don't know if they do that with the guests. I know they do like group photos and stuff that you can do. That you pay for the special group stuff. I don't know if they do panels. I guess they must though because I've seen the anime groups do them before.
Mhm.
So I'm betting they'll have something like that, either the
Yes,
Arrow or the Boys or something.
some of the
What?
authors have done it.
Hmm.
But I know, like in some of the bigger cons, especially, they're going to have like the actual guests. Like,
Yeah, I've covered a few. Like I've gotten a chance to video a few at Comicpalooza. Now that you say that, they have done some,
mhm.
and so yeah, surely they're gonna do like the Arrow or the Boys or something out there. And that's something since I gotten involved more in the con scene that I've learned a lot of people don't know about the panels, and it's
Mhm.
not just. I mean, there are the guests, which are awesome because you can ask them questions. It's kind of interactive. And then there's also panels with information. Like the first year I went to Comicpalooza was when I met droid builders because they had a panel and they're showing you all this cool stuff and you got to kind of play with the droids. They were letting a kid sit on the mouse droid from Star Wars and ride it around. That thing was heavy duty.
Well, they do. They have like stuff for podcasts that we've been on. They've had stuff for authors that I have been on, and we've had stuff, just a variety of things. Cosplay panels where they give you some tips and tricks for cosplaying.
Yeah. And I'm
There's
sure Comicpalooza they'll have some of those. I think actually, didn't Cheryl say something? Somebody said something recently that we've had as a guest or talked to at one of the cons that they were going to have a cosplaying tips panel in some way. Who was that?
well,
No,
I
maybe
know they
that,
added
oh, was that Peachy and Fairy? Was that Peachy and Fairy that we're talking about doing it? Maybe that makes sense.
Comic Conroe. They had it.
Yes.
So yes, if you missed that, make sure to catch it next year. They
Yes.
will be the judges again, along with Mariana Lowry. So we've already got that set up for next year for Comic Conroe. So I'm sure they'll be able to do that panel again in case you missed it. But Comicpalooza, like I said,
Again, I'm sorry.
they usually have. She's running out of battery.
Yeah.
They usually have, quite a few panels that are very informative. You said they have sections for kids. They usually have food there. The ever-present, ever-needed food. You just go and you have fun. There's tons of booths, brilliant artists. There's jewelry makers. There's sword makers. There's actual artists with paints. There's some with pencils. And you can ask them questions. Authors, they love you when you ask questions about stuff that they've got.
They really are. There's no end of variety, especially ones like that's I love the small ones, but this is so big. There's literally no end to what the variety has offered there.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to go to the second floor, or is it the third floor? Anyway, one of the upper floors, and you can look through one of the portal windows inside the
Mm-hmm.
whole vendors hall, and you can see like all the different booths and all the people down there. It's such a great shot. Oh, it's not.
It's a great picture right there.
Lost my wand.
That would be a great picture. But yeah,
it's a good job.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it.
We'll miss you.
My stepson's getting married that weekend, so family.
That's a good celebration, though.
But I know that you're gonna have a blast.
Yes, we're actually going the whole weekend. I'm going the whole weekend. I don't know if my whole family's going to go, but they're going to be around with me. I'm actually staying in one of the hotels, and that's something neat. Hey, Jen. And the hotels there's two of the hotels that have sky bridges that you can actually just literally walk straight across this hallway into the George R. Brown Convention Center from your hotel. And that is so nice. It's just, I mean, you're still paying for like, the room, the parking and everything, but like just the fact that it's so convenient, you can go back to your room, you've got a place to keep your stuff while you're there, it's so nice.
But you don't have to sit in line for parking. You've already got the parking stuff. Oh, Casey wants to know if you can kidnap her. She'll go and take my place. So
Aww.
No, Casey, you're going.
I would do it. I would do it, Casey. Just send me okay.
No. Nice try, but no.
Okay.
It was a nice try.
But let's see, what else do they have? I'm trying to think. Like there really is kind of one thing that's neat that they have is they'll often have some of the cosplay.
Yes, we will know.
How would they know?
I would know. Trust me.
How would they know?
Because we're taking her to the Grand Canyon, I think we would know if we did.
Yeah. They'll often have like a display in one of the little hall areas. One year they had a stage, and then there was all the little cosplay displays from winners from previous years from their cost. Of course, they had the cosplay contest too. So there's. Mm-hmm. I've never actually. I don't know if I've gotten to go to this one very often. Usually, I love hitting them, but since we're staying there, I'm hoping to actually get to go.
Sometimes bigger cons like this one have like a cosplay hospital. So like if you accidentally tear your costume or something, there's a cosplayer that can help you fix it. So that's kind of really cool portion of it that not a lot of people know.
That's I don't know. Is that new? Is that fairly new? The cosplay hospital kind of stuff? Because I'd never noticed it, but maybe it's just because I wasn't really into it. You know?
Usually a back room, and the cosplayers know about it.
Okay.
So if you don't, find a cosplayer and say, hey, would you happen to be able to help me? I need this. And they can probably get you there.
So
is your computer still alive yet over there?
Yeah, they're having to remotely fix my laptop over here. Unfortunately, I use this for all my recording and all I work with like some of my videos, my editing and stuff. So it's like I'm freaking out right now a little bit, just a little bit, because I contacted them, so they're trying to remotely fix it for me. She just messaged me. She's like, I'm gonna have to restart your computer. Okay, just fix it. I don't care.
So what you do, just fix it.
Do what you must. Oh, hey, so I gotta show this to everybody. I made these shirts at the last event. If you can see it, that's the Magic Making Mischief logo on there. And it survived a wash. Yay, I made these myself, so I'm really surprised. I was worried they would not survive the wash. So
okay, now I'm not a happy camper.
What?
Okay, hold on. Let me show you. So I was looking up to see if you know how much Christopher Judge's autograph would be, and I don't see it yet.
Oh no! Some of them are only at the table, but they'll usually list a price. I've noticed, like, I think Carl Urban's was only at his table that I saw. I don't know that you could prepay for it. Some of them you can though. That is an interesting thing. So the smaller cons, they don't usually have it where you prepay, but the bigger ones like this, I think it just makes it easier because there's so many.
Well, and it also, they tend to only have a certain amount of time. So, for example, at Fan Expo Dallas, I'm going to in June, I'm getting Joseph Quinn's autograph. His Saturdays were sold out, so I knew that I had to get it on Sunday. So, if you've got a heads up, it's usually a little easier. But when you go to the guest page, you can look up different things for, you know, how much they are for the photo ops. But this and the autographs are down here.
There's the team up right there. That's the group photos. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. There's Arrow, and Arsenal. There's a Scream set. There's the boys, Billy and Huey, and the boys Homelander and Billy. So you can kind of combine them if you want to do like team up photographs too.
But my kids made this video the other day, and every time we say the boys, all I can think of it's the boy. Hello, boy.
That's a little creepy. What is that from?
I don't know what it's actually from, but it was some TikTok she was doing, and they had this cat being crazy, and it's like they called it the Goblin voice. So I don't know what it is, but every time we say the voice, it's playing in my head now. Hello, boy.
No, that's like the Wicked Witch of the West from.
I got my voices. I got voices in my head, so I got my voices.
You got voices. You do.
It's pretty.
Since we all do cons, should we start cosplaying the ducks as different superheroes and stick them on?
Oh my gosh, they could have their own TikTok right there, girl. That would totally work.
If you guys watched a couple weeks ago, our family got ducks. We didn't just get 1 or 3 or 4. We got 10. So we have 10 little quackers downstairs. They're about 2 weeks old, so we can put them outside starting, I believe, next week when it's in the 80s. But yeah, they've all got little names. We've got Captain Quack Sparrow. We've got Daniel Quackson, Stargate SG-1. We've got Sassy, who has definitely earned her nickname. Millie from Millie Bobby Brown, but we're not sure if Millie's a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch or Marky Mark and the Quacky Bunch, or if it's Millie. We're not sure. Millie Bobby Brown. We've got Reba Quackentire, Jelly Bean. Oh, Casey says
Nerd that one.
Hers is Sassy. We've got, who else do we have? Let's see, Daniel Quexon. We've got Pixie, which is Super Hubbies. We've got, oh gosh, we've got 10. I can't remember all the names off the top of my head.
Any Star Trek names?
No.
Can't believe that.
Well, we call them tiny terrorists, but I'm afraid to put that on Facebook because I'm afraid I'm going to get thrown in Facebook jail.
Yeah, you never know with Facebook. That's true.
Yeah. So I'm going to a sign that says the Quack Shack, and then caution tiny terrorists at work is going to be on there.
That's your TikTok name right there. The Quack Shack. You know,
the Quack Shack or tiny terrorists.
Oh my gosh. Maybe feathered terrorist. Yes. Tiny feathered terrorist.
Yeah. They're tiny. And yeah. They
won't be tiny forever. They're gonna be Affleck, and you see.
Yeah, they're the Affleck ducks. They're Pekin ducks. So
when you first said that, my brain like blitzed, and I was like, "What's an?" I'm trying to think of like a type of duck, and I'm like, "Let's see, mallard, the Asian one."
Affleck duck.
And then it's like it clicked like 2 hours after I got off with you, and I'm like, Affleck. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to cosplay for Comicpalooza because it is so much trouble wearing a skirt. I wore it to the last day of the last event, and it's like we walk out the door and a cold front hit, and I'm like, really? The day I wore a short skirt is Wednesday. I'm gonna freeze. That's just fun.
So Casey put all the names of the ducks up. So there's Pixie, Jellybean, Daniel Quackson. It's not Fat Sparrow. It's Captain Quack Sparrow. Brittany, Reba Quackentire, Lilo, Stitch, and Millie, who may be Marky Bark and the Quacky Bunch. We're not sure. But Tig Tac says hello. Hi.
Hey, Tig Tac. I'm happy. It just made a sound. It made a sound.
Yay!
Yay! I have a sound. Oh, that's awesome. Can I just close it? I guess I'm just gonna close it. I guess because like it made a sound, and that's all I care about. The sound works. Yay! On my computer, I can start recording the audiobook stuff and everything again. I've got my official audiobook stuff I'm working on with C.J. Peterson, one of my favorite authors, in the Sands of Time trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I'm also doing an unofficial reading of something that the people who know, and I'm working on that. I just read some things for fan fun and review and fair use. So
there you go.
Moving on.
There you go. So for those who are joining us on TikTok, make sure to follow me, CJ Peterson, on TikTok, or Mombirella, MOMBIERELLA. You aren't. That way you can catch us both because we both have some varying things on there. And then we've also got the playlist for Magic Making Mischief in case you've missed it.
So you can come check out all of our magic and mischief and mayhem. There's definitely been some of that this other weekend. So I'm excited.
It was fun. It was
that really was, man. I tell you what, Vic has some fans because his panel has had some views and tons of positive comments.
I have to pull it up on my thing, but I have one where he did like a Yoda impersonation that I don't think you caught.
He was fun. I don't think I got that.
Yeah. He was funny, and I think the interview with him was probably like the funnest of the bunch.
Well, and I think the Jawas coming up helped. Oh, so the Star Wars group that was at Comic Conroe will be at Comicpalooza.
Oh, good.
And they always have like this big booth. I didn't actually officially ask them, but I know they're always there, so I'm just saying they're going to be.
Yeah, the 501st fun bunch.
Yes, the 501st has an amazing setup usually. Actually, like definitely you want to look for the Star Wars booth at Comicpalooza because they've got so many photo ops there and cool stuff to see. And their cosplay is
a mission if I can find how much it is.
A commission?
A mission.
A mission? Wait, what is that?
A mission? Should you choose to accept to get an autograph from Christopher Judge for me?
Oh, okay. You have a mission for me. Okay. I was like, wait, what are we doing?
You choose to accept. So for those who are interested, Comicpalooza is going to be in Houston at the George R.
Brown Convention Center.
Yes. On May 26th through 28th. Do not miss it unless you have something important family-wise, like I do. for it. My next things are going to be, I have Chautauqua Festival in the beginning of, oh, wait. We have something at the end of March.
Yes, we have a new event coming up, and that is the pop. Oh, my laptop's working. I can actually pull things up again.
Or something.
Hold on just a second. It is a brand new one. It's their first year, so.
And then we have next week, while she's looking that up, next week we will have Stephanie Naldoni from Dragon Ball Z. She's a voice actress. We're going to be having her on next week, Wednesday at 11. Do not miss it. You can find us on the Facebook group. You can find us on our YouTubes. But she's a kick. You're going to enjoy her. And so she'll be here talking about Goku.
That's yes. Oh, she's fun. Yes. In fact, first time I met her was at Comic Conroe, and my daughter had a boyfriend at the time, and he says, she sends a picture. She says, "Hey, look who I met," and he says, "Oh my gosh, it's the OG Goku."
Yes, OG Goku. But actually, we were even older OG Goku with.
There we go. I was going to say the name wrong. I knew it was Pop Culture. There we go.
Pop Culture
Power Show. That's what they're called.
Power Show. And that's the last weekend.
And they are, March 31st through April 2nd in Stafford, Texas. They're in Stafford, Texas.
Yep.
The Stafford
We're running around on Saturday. So make sure to catch us and get pictures taken, and we'll get you going. We are currently overtime. So in the meantime, like I said, make sure to show up next week as Stephanie Naldoni.
Yes. And I'll have, we'll have her as our guest, and we'll have videos and pictures coming up from the new con, as well as, of course, any cons that are coming up. We're going to be sharing as much as possible.
Book events as well. Like I have Chautauqua Festival in the middle of, I think it's May 15th. Then I have Kilgore Geekend the first weekend in May. We have Comicpalooza with Mambi and the last weekend in May. And then the first weekend in June, we have Kimo Kawaii. Second weekend is Fan Expo Dallas, which I will be at with Super Hubby. And I know, you can cry. If you need me to do a mission, let me know.
Okay, they're going to have Christy reach you that one. I'm just like, what?
All right. So in the meantime, get your ones ready. Because
one more thing, I've got the I have been behind on some of my videos, and I've got the Battle of the Bands from Terrorfest coming up too. I'm working on that. I'm about to post that one. So, and that was by special request. So, all right, guys.
In the meantime, Mischief has been managed, and we'll